Let's take a look at what happened when the Great East Japan earthquake occurred, as well as steps we have taken toward environmental restoration in the affected areas. The Great East Japan earthquake struck at 2:46 p.m. on March 11, 2011. The magnitude was 9.0. The ground was shaken by a powerful earthquake with a maximum seismic intensity of 7. And a giant tsunami towering more than 10 meters engulfed cities and towns in the Tohoku region. The earthquake also led to an accident at Tokyo Electric Power Company's Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power station, causing reactor accidents that released a large amount of radioactive materials into the atmosphere. At the same time, many affected people were forced to evacuate, and some areas were designated as restricted due to high radiation levels. In Fukushima, the Ministry of the Environment has been working to restore the environment from contamination by dispersed radioactive materials. We began with decontamination to reduce exposure doses in living spaces. The soil which was removed for decontamination is transported to the interim storage facility, where it can be safely and centrally managed. The soil will be stored here for approximately 30 years before it is finally disposed of outside of Fukushima Prefecture. The interim storage facility covers a wide range of areas, straddling Okuma Town and Futaba Town in Fukushima Prefecture, and occupies approximately 16 square kilometers. Both towns have made the very heavy decision to accept the facility. The amount of removed soil and waste transported to the interim storage facility is estimated as approximately 14 million cubic meters. The transportation was almost completed by the end of fiscal year 2021, other than the restricted areas. Final disposal of the removed soil stored in the interim storage facility is supposed to be completed outside Fukushima Prefecture, within 30 years after the start of interim storage. It is important to reduce the amount of removed soil toward completion of the final disposal. In order to reduce the volume of removed soil for final disposal, the Ministry of the Environment is implementing demonstration projects to use removed soil arising from decontamination activities as recycled materials. Some of the removed soil arising from decontamination activities in Iitate village is used in a demonstration project for the managed recycling in the Nagadoro district of the village. Here, we are working with local residents on a demonstration project to reuse soil arising from decontamination activities as recycled materials and to develop agricultural land. In this demonstration project, soil with low radioactivity concentration arising from decontamination activities in the village is recycled to be used as material to raise the ground level. Then, the removed soil is covered with uncontaminated soil of 50 centimeters thickness to prevent the recycled soil from scattering and running off into the environment. And cultivation experiments are being conducted to grow vegetables and flowers. The crops harvested in the demonstration had a radioactive cesium concentration of 0.1 to 2.5 becquerels per kilogram, well below the cesium standard for general foods in Japan. We have received this feedback from residents of the Nagadoro district about the project.
盛り土をして50センチの覆土をしたところと してないところの差もやっている状況なので、安心感がちょっとついてきました。
帰還困難の長泥は、一歩でも前進するにはやろうしかないのかと。他からの呼び込みをして、花でも何でも作る人いればアドバイスでもしてやれればなと思って、この長泥をなくしたくない、ふるさとを大事にしたいというのは私の考えです。
In order to further expand the use of removed soil for the managed recycling, we are conducting a demonstration project on the use of soil for road embankment at the interim storage facility, and are studying the issues and measures to be taken when actually constructing the site. Specifically, in the road embankment demonstration project, removed soil will be used for road body embankment, and to prevent its dispersion and runoff and shield it from radiation, the roadbed will be covered with soil that is not contaminated with radioactive materials. The air dose rate of the embankment after completion of the construction remained at the same level as before the construction. The radioactivity concentration in the air and leachate during and after the construction of the embankment was confirmed to be below the lower detection limit. The results obtained from the demonstration project will be reflected in the technical guidelines for the managed recycling. The managed recycling of the removed soil generated from decontamination activities and its final disposal are key for the revitalization of Fukushima Prefecture. Because of its critical importance, the Ministry of the Environment is taking steps to help increase public awareness of the ministry's progress across Japan. For example, we are organizing site visits to the interim storage facility and the managed recycling demonstration projects in Nagadoro. We are also conducting lectures and field tours for university and high school students nationwide. The Ministry of the Environment is installing potted plants using removed soil arising from decontamination activities in Fukushima Prefecture at the Prime Minister's office and the offices of various ministries and agencies. The Japanese government is working as one to disseminate information about the safety of the removed soil. On September 10, 2024, the final report on the IAEA experts meeting on the volume reduction and recycling of removed soil arising from decontamination activities was released. This experts meeting was held by the IAEA to provide international assessment and advice on the Ministry of the Environment's measures for the managed recycling and the final disposal of removed soil. Based on the discussions at the three experts meetings, the final report states that the approach and activities implemented by the Ministry of the Environment to date for the managed recycling and the final disposal are consistent with the IAEA safety standards. Also looking ahead, with continuous efforts to meet fully the advice provided by the team of experts, the Ministry of the Environment's evolving approach will be consistent with the IAEA safety standards, and this can be confirmed by future follow-up assessments. Taking account of the advice in the final report, the Ministry of the Environment will proceed with consideration of standards for the managed recycling and the final disposal of the removed soil, and also promote initiatives for the final disposal outside Fukushima Prefecture. We will continuously work and use every opportunity to foster understanding and to disseminate information on the managed recycling and final disposal of removed soil. Many issues still remain to be addressed. However, many evacuation orders have been lifted due in part to the effects of decontamination. After the Great East Japan earthquake and the accident at Tokyo Electric Power Company's Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power station, we will work to build a new Fukushima without letting the memories of hardships fade away. We hope that many smiles will continue to grow in the future. We will continue to make every effort to work with the people affected by the disaster for the reconstruction and revitalization of Fukushima, based on the idea that without the reconstruction of Fukushima, there will be no reconstruction of Tohoku, and without the reconstruction of Tohoku, there will be no revitalization of Japan.